Gamers, get ready for the visions of eternity. That is the next Guild Wars 2 expansion. We are going to the fabled Isle of Castora to intercept the Inquest. And already I'm really liking the look of the visuals of this expansion here. We've got Asura, we've got Inquest, we've got trees. It's very tropical, really bright colors. I'm actually feeling really good about the look and feel of this expansion, actually, and definitely the sound of it too. I want to play a little bit of the audio for you in a moment there. Couple of teasers on the Elite expansion. Giant enemy crab is in play. Skimmer rework. Bard Mesmer. Necro Ritualist. Weeaboo Fox Elementalist. I mean, goodness me, guys, they're going big on the fan service on this one as well. We've got Scrit Thief or Scrit NG. We have got a lot to talk about, actually. We've got Twitch drops as well, so start watching the stream. And, of course, we've got Mecha Raptors as well. And this is particularly interesting to me, guys. I'm not a big fan of Asura. I don't play Asura characters ever. But I'll tell you what, I do really like the idea of this being an Inquest themed expansion, and the reason for that is because they're a bit goofy, right? I think the tone of this expansion can be quite lighthearted and funny, and look, I'm gonna have to actually unmute this because you guys know me. I love the music of the last couple of expansions, particularly with the touches of Brian Atkinson there. He loves that kind of distortion, heavier sound. I'm actually really excited for the music here, and kind of this is why. Yeah. That was probably really loud, but honestly, I'm glad it was. That's what we love to say. That sound really gets me hyped up, actually, because I love music in video games. Wow, what a blazing hot take there. But also, cool name, cool logo as well, and that means the expansion's going to be good, obviously. That's how it works. And my favorite part, guys, pre-orders. Get on that now, guys, okay? Disregard. Look, the irony of me talking about pre-orders after doing Stop Killing Games just a couple of days ago. But you know what, guys? It is what it is, my friends. And also, quick primer on this, guys. General recommendation. If you're looking to pre-order, okay, I'd go standard or ultimate. Deluxe is typically like just some skins. If like you really want the skins, obviously go for it, right? You're like you like to do that. Bear in mind, you can actually usually buy deluxes with gems post X-Pack launch as well. So, no, I would go standard or ultimate. And my general rule of thumb is if you're planning on swiping for gems, you might as well buy the ultimate because you're basically getting a big discount. Otherwise, just get the standard, right? It really is that simple. Obviously, guys, you know the drill. Referral link in YouTube description, referral link in a pinned comment, referral link plastered onto your eyeballs. I should have it like flying across the screen or something to make sure you all get the message. But I've got to say, this looks pretty compelling. I've got to say, actually, I really like the aesthetic of Secrets of the Obscure, right? Janthea, honestly, I was a little bit less excited about. It was all right. I know people really like Lowland Shore, but to be honest, this to me looks really vibrant. It looks really colorful, which I think is a big strength of Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 loves its bloom, and I think that type of environment looks really good there. Obviously, elite specs are going to be good. I'm not going to lie, guys. Even if the content's bad, which I'm really hoping it's not, like my big hope here is that we're going to see some really cool open world content. When I think about the weaknesses of Soto and Janthea, it's all about the content. It has always been. Open world was kind of mid. Story was kind of mid. Not enough of it, right? I'm hoping the delay and the restructuring, like having maps on launch, then taking a break and doing them in the second and third quarterly update is going to be a big improvement to this content model. But even if all of it's terrible, elite specs alone are basically enough to change the game to make it well worth your while. But anyway, let's get into talking about the features. We've got a lot to go over here. We've got raiding counters popping up, Skimmer rework needs to be talked about as well, a new Homestead, which is actually connected to Janthea's kind of interesting approach there, actually. We've got August 20th to 27th. We have got an in-game preview week for all the elite specs, so that means reveals are going to be coming up soon, right? We're halfway through July. They'll do reveals before the beta, so honestly, I'd expect those to be starting maybe even this week, later this week, or indeed next week. But yeah, well, I can't read. We'll be back next week to kick off a series of blogs and live streams to talk about the elite specs in great detail. But anyway, look, let's do everyone's favorite part. Guys, shall we read the blog post? I think we should. October 28th is the release date. The Wizard's Vault is right this time. We love to see that. But anyway, we're thrilled to announce our next expansion, Visions of Eternity, and its release date. It launches on October 28th. And as usual, we're getting a year of story chapters, 3 major content updates. Now, I actually really want to clarify this here because for some weird reason, people get bamboozled on this hard, and we're going to fix this. I've seen a couple of people saying that there's no map content in the first update. That is not true. And I understand that people are a bit confused because the way they talked about like the maps being added later, but let's actually just clarify this now. On launch, 2 maps. The first quarterly update, I think is going to have a raid encounter in it. And a bunch of like reworks to do with strikes and raids. Basically, they're combining strikes and raids together, right? That's what they're doing. And then the second and third quarterly updates, they're probably going to have the second raid, probably with challenge modes and legendary mode. And then the third one is going to have a map with more story. And of course, a fractal as well is how it's going to go. So basically, 2 maps on launch. No map or no story in first update, then map story second update, map story third update. That is how it works. Do not get baited by people not understanding what's going on there. Tyria's leaders are anxious about rumors of covert Inquest voyages launched in search of Castora, an island so remote that it's long been thought to be inaccessible or even non-existent. The risks involved prevent all but the most tenacious and perhaps foolhardy of pursuers from investigating the Inquest plan. Your race to discover the Inquest plot will lead you across 2 new open-world regions at launch, each filled with magical energies and strange creatures. 2 additional maps will open as the story continues over the course of the year. For Visions of Eternity, we'll be releasing story chapters differently than we've done for the previous expansions. To read this, basically, there's no story in the first patch, right? It's happening later on, which I think honestly is probably for the best. Content drought's going to be a bit rough, but so that update, the systems update to raids has got to hit hard, and that first raid encounter, which I presume is in the first update, has got to hit hard, but we'll see. Elite specializations are back. Influences from members of the Tyrian Alliance bring new ways to play each of our 9 professions. You'll experience new trait lines, professional mechanics, and healing utility and elite skills, adding many new ways to play, and of course there's going to be relics too, right? From August 20 to 27th, we're holding an in-game preview. Beta week for you to beta test all of the elite specs. When that preview arrives, we'll ask for your feedback to help us take each elite specialization through the polish phase and into launch. All players with a Guild Wars 2 account in good standing may participate in the preview. We'll be back next week to talk about the blogs. Very exciting. Lots of news to come, guys. So stay tuned, like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can hear me read all of those for you as well. Very exciting. And yeah, a couple have been confirmed, guys. Obviously, this is going to be a Mesmer Bard. That's confirmed, not a huge surprise. Warrior Paragon is confirmed. You can see Necro Ritualist is in here as well, actually. So that's now confirmed. I would also say they've confirmed the Elementalist little fox wizard thing. Can see that here. Here, there you go. So that's basically like the spiritual thing is that. And this one is interesting. This could either be NG or Thief, right? It's not Ranger because it's using a rifle, and they aren't adding weapons, right? They're not adding weapons to these. It's just the profession mechanics and so on. I actually think this was really complicated because it could be like the Thief is kind of gambling and the Scrit is digging something up for you or something like that. Or it could be NG as well, that you've like summoned this Scrit to dig stuff up for you. Actually a little bit of a kind of an unpredictable one there. To be honest, that's kind of interesting. Pretty cool stuff, if you ask me. The other ones are kind of in the dark, so they're not giving everything away just now, so we'll have to wait and see for the rest of that stuff, but still pretty exciting. And again, like I said, I'm not gonna lie, even without content, elite specs, the game for me has felt a little bit stagnant for a while. Weapons weren't really doing it. Like, weapons, they just added to existing builds a lot of the time. There are a couple of exceptions, like Warrior Staff, for example, and Rifle on Mesmer, what kind of helped to really create new builds a little bit. But in general, it's like, oh, your build does more damage now because you have the spear, right? That's kind of how it's been a lot of the time. Elite specs are much more game warping. And of course, that comes with the challenge of keeping it balanced and all the interactions with every other trait line and so on, and all the different weapons. But in my opinion, the game has needed this for a long time. It has really, 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 really needed this for a long time. The game has been stale for ages. So this is going to really throw a spanner in the works in the best possible way, in my opinion. Skimmer Mastery. It's funny, we were actually talking about this the other day. We were thinking about like what mount could get reworked, and it was basically one of the core Path of Fire ones. Like, because they probably aren't going to do Griffin. Griffin's good as it is. Same with Beetle, right? It's going to be Raptor, Bunny, Jackal, or Skimmer. And I was thinking like Bunny and Raptor are honestly fine. So I was kind of thinking Jackal or Skimmer. It looks like it's going to be the Skimmer. And honestly, I don't hate that actually, because I do quite like the Skimmer. It's one of those mounts that I do find myself kind of idly using sometimes because of its like hovering feature. So that's pretty cool. We do also see a little bit of that functionality baked in here. It looks like they're giving it an attack. I'm not the biggest fan of giving mounts attacks so much, to be honest, because I tend to find that it just kind of enables people just to leech pretty much a lot of the time, which I'm not sure if that's the best way to go. But look, it's going to look pretty cool. You can have like a dragonfly mount or something. Hang on, where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's past the giant enemy crab. Yeah, here we go. There you go. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, I really get a lot of, it looks a lot like, I do like the aesthetic of this. It really reminds me of New World a lot in a good way. I love kind of like the Angry Earth areas in New World. It's really giving me some kind of Ardenweald vibes in a really good way. Same thing with like Zandalar in World of Warcraft. I really like this type of environment, like bright colors, very vibrant, hopefully with a slightly goofy kind of, not taking itself super seriously theme. I mean, look, guys, we've got Mecha Raptors, right? We're going to have a fun expansion here, right? With the way the story's going. So that's going to be fun, I think. But anyway, hover, dive, and soar faster than ever before as you explore the dangerous and beautiful environments of Castora. I think also, with the Skimmer being relevant here, I think we're going to have, like, island-themed maps, so like lots of water in between. Kind of think Straits of Devastation, but with like more stuff in the middle probably. So you're gonna have stuff underwater for exploration. You're gonna have like skimming around on the surface, going between island to island. That'll obviously enhance the skimmer and give it some new mechanics to make it like specially useful in that new map. I think that's kind of cool. We haven't really had an environment like that. Another thing to note here, actually, is, yeah, like Sandswept Isles. Yeah, that's a good call, actually. I think another really exciting thing about this is actually, I really want the return of hero points. I feel like hero points have been very missing in the open world, seriously. I love that hero points are like this little thing that you can go back and farm. They're actually really good to farm, by the way. You might have seen me do this on Zero to Hero. But yeah, you can farm hero points to get a little bit of extra loot, and I think they're kind of like fun little challenges to do with a couple of players, right? So I'm really hoping those make the return as well, and they don't just tie elite specs into masteries. They could do that, I guess, but that would be weird in my opinion. So I hope they add hero points back. I think they're a feature that's been really missing, in my opinion, in Guild Wars 2 open world for a while now. So I'm really hoping those are coming back. They almost certainly are. Oh, we didn't talk about legendaries yet. I almost want to go to the this to me is huge. This, to me, is honestly maybe the most important thing. I am a huge fan of this. Over the course of the expansion and its subsequent content updates, players can pursue 6 new legendary items, 3 new weapons, a ring, and accessory, and the long-requested Aqua Breather. So, one, this is kind of interesting. This is literally purple in every hole. This means in PvE only, you can get full legendary now, including the Aqua Breather. This is going to be PvE. But most importantly, this is such a big deal, guys. The legendaries are on launch. They are on launch. This is such a big deal. Let me see where they actually confirm this. New rewards. Where is it? Was it in the press release? New legendary gear, here we go. A legendary weapon and Aqua Breather, misspelled incorrectly, will be on launch and will be joined later by a ring, an accessory, and another weapon. Big deal. Huge. A massive problem with both Soto and Janthea was there's like all the rewards were like added after the launch, right? What? Weird. Very, very strange. So I am really glad to see that. It means that, yeah, I'm going to have something to do week 1. Right? And yeah, look, guys, we're not talking about the fact that one says 5 legendaries, the other said 6. There's some cross wires there. I'm assuming it's 6 legendaries being added, not 5. There is some conflicting information, but again, we're assuming 6. But yes, guys, huge deal. We're going to have actual content to go after. I'm really hoping they've actually stretched to collections here as well. That's going to be really exciting, I think. But yeah, weapon and Aqua Breather is a nice combo on launch. Really cool. And then ring, accessory, and legendary weapon. Dude, I think the greatest fantasy would be the ring and the accessory combo together, or maybe even with the weapon, or even with the Aqua Breather. It's like a set almost. That would be really exciting, I think. But yeah, I'm a really big fan of this. This is one of my criticisms that I leveled at Soto and Janthir Wild, so I'm really glad they've responded to this. This is a big deal in my opinion. This is going to feel the expansion drop feel way more impactful because you're actually going to have this content to do day one. Whereas I feel like there was a real lack in replayability and any kind of chase item on the launch of both of the previous expansions. So it's really good to see them kind of take that feedback. I'm going to see if this is up. Oh yeah, here's some of the kind of little press release items. This could be, there's a couple of screenshots here. Like, for example, this is maybe the, oh, yeah, Ranger Elite spec there. Thank you very much, game. Oh, hold on. Why is it so low resolution? Okay, Guardian is holding a little, oh, you've got like a little lantern following you around. Okay, all right. Pretty cool. So we've got a couple of combinations. So Guardian's getting a thing following you around. Obviously, Bard is Mesmer. That's pretty easy to confirm. Really nice looking environment. So you've got this kind of ship coming in. And this kind of almost like fish-like building, looking very cool over there with some floating rocks in the background with the ley energy. And this kind of purple fairy mist. And that is a bit of a theme of the expansion, by the way. We are getting fairies in Guild Wars 2. That's pretty hype. Anyway. I'm no longer going to be derailed. We are underailed at this stage. Or am I? Wait, what is this? Why is this being so weird? It's being really weird. What? Okay. You can click them to open. I am clicking. It's not working. Who cares? Moving on. It's not going. The image literally says Guardian. Guardian 300x169.jpg. Anyway, continuing. A new homestead. Players who own both Janthir Wilds and Visions of Eternity will get to unlock a whole new homestead. This is actually a little bit interesting to me. Actually. With the fact that you're going to need Janthir Wilds to have... So the homestead system is still attached. This is actually a little bit more aggressive with the monetization I was expecting ArenaNet to go. I think it is fine, though, at the end of the day. Like, you pay the expansion. You, like, pay to unlock the expansion feature with Janthir Wilds. Then you buy the homestead itself with Visions of Eternity. Okay. Interesting approach. Bit weird. Kind of the downside of having all these mini expansions, right, is that you have this overlap. And if they want to continue supporting features, they've got to sell it again almost. Bit weird, but whatever. That's just the way the model works. You'll also be able to save your decoration layout and freely swap between the Janthir and Kastora maps with the new layouts feature. We'll share more information about the new homestead and layouts in the coming month. Yeah, and they give a bit more detail about this as well. You'll actually have a file output. You can like save layouts to a file. Which is basically how build templates should have always been. That's how they were in Guild Wars 1, but look, we got there in the end for Homestead. So yeah, that's pretty cool stuff. Obviously, you've got the Wizard's Vault, blah, 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 blah. And we have raids. Raids and structs are being unified. 2 new raid encounters are coming with CM and LCM. Pretty cool. Will be added in the major updates to Visions of Eternity next year. So basically, probably Raid Boss 1 first update, Raid Boss 2 second update, Fractal in the final expansion update. So you've got 1, 2, 3. And there'll be a convergence in there as well. Maybe a convergence on launch, actually. Oh, no, they actually specify it. A convergence is happening in the final expansion. I actually like that because I was really disappointed with the convergences in Janthir Wilds. When they announced they were kind of committing to doing convergent CMs again, I was looking forward to that a lot. Because it's kind of like a challenging open world experience, basically, because open world's been very easy for a long time. And they were a big letdown because I wasn't a big fan of the design. And I also wasn't a big fan of the fact that the CMs are literally the same bosses, just with more HP. And also still bugged, as far as I'm aware. That was disappointing. So I'm really hoping that they try to make convergences a little bit more special this time, rather than, in my opinion, a bit of an afterthought, to be honest, like a commitment they made that were like, ooh, we better actually do that, huh? So yeah, not the biggest fan of that. And yeah, it looks like they're merging raids and strikes into just raids. In my opinion, that makes a lot of sense. Everyone knows what a raid is. Who the hell knows what a strike mission is? Big fan of that. I think that's a good approach. And of course, the systemic improvements are also going to be pretty exciting in the first update there as well. So yeah, that's good. We're also investing in that facilitate group content, which we'll talk about more in the future. I'm hoping that means like a group finder for like really easy content, and also just like making the LFG not as cooked as it is right now. Better late than never, guys. Okay, it really is. We love to see that. We really, really do. I think we've got a little bit more information over here. Yeah, here's where they detail about you create a file you can use to save, load, and share, and edit arrangements and decorations. And we're going to get more features on that. I actually really like that functionality because that means that it's very easy to share it with other players too. You can just like link them, or you can upload your layout and share it. I actually like that a lot. That also means you could, that something like Guild Wars 2 efficiency, you could actually have your layout public almost. It could like, you could upload your layouts to a existing like Guild Wars 2 fan site, and you could almost like share them, which would be really cool, I think. I like that a lot. I also really like they're continuing to support Homesteads. I hope we see continued improvements to stuff like decoration density and decoration caps as well, because those I think are some kind of key weaknesses of the system right now, and maybe a look at some of the pricing as well. It's like relatively expensive. And yeah, here's the fairy that you can see we're talking about. It looks like a story, and it looks like Ritlock is going to be involved in the story. We kind of already saw him, but yeah, the wizards are still here. Ritlock in the mix. Probably Timey as well, because it's Asura, so brace yourself for that one. But you can see this rather amusing image of this Char over here getting knocked away by the shockwave from this boss. Looks pretty cool. And we've seen this kind of like fairy-style boss pop up a couple of times, so it's actually, in my opinion, fairly likely that this is going to be potentially one of the raid encounters. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, here's like the Ranger elite spec. Looks pretty cool, right? You can see them summoning birds to fire at the target. Guys, I don't believe this. I don't believe this. ArenaNet has actually superseded, but they've added Bird Simulator to the game. They've done it before ManaWorks have done it. Bird Simulator is here, guys. We love to see that. You are now a bird wizard. It's happening. Bird wizard is here, guys. Birdmancer. Yeah, exactly. Birdmancer. Log in. Yeah, there are new masteries here as well. One for the Skimmer. They're not giving away too much there. There'll be a couple of you kind of, bread and butter masteries that just do random stuff, basically, about the map. And then there's one for the Skimmer. And the other ones will just be fluff, more or less. That's how it usually goes. And yeah, here's another shot of this kind of fearsome, luminescent beast that's popping up there. Very exciting. I guess, that's a good theme. You get like a seafaring admiral outfit for the deluxe. It's actually kind of cool, actually. I will admit that. I do like pirates. I am a pirate enjoyer. Okay? Maybe not the software. Oh, couldn't resist, guys. Look, I'm bad for that. Okay, look. I'll take that back. I don't take it back, okay? But, that was bad of me, okay? Like that, I admit that. I admit that was not good. But, yeah. But anyway, I do like some pirate theme stuff. I think this is very cool, very nautical, fantastic stuff. It really is. Like, yeah, there we go. But yeah, I think that's about it, actually, guys. That's pretty much it. We're gonna hear a lot more over the next couple of weeks. Oh yes, ArenaNet. I mean, giant enemy crab here. At long last has been added to the game using the Titan model there. Cool. It's honestly really appropriate to use the Titan model here, I think. Look, ArenaNet. This had better be an open world boss. It actually might be a story boss, potentially, looking like, maybe some story NPCs in here. I want giant enemy crab to be 10 times harder in open world. Look, make it optional. Don't make it even good. I don't even care. Give it crappy loot. I want, in the first map, you just go to the corner of the arena and it's just demonic. It's just demonic. Giant enemy crab, 1% success rate, open world meta on launch. It summons Doom CM. It summons Su-1. It summons Greers. It summons Greerlings. Crablings. Like, they need to go big on this, in my opinion. I kind of repeating myself here, but I actually want to hit the point home. This is what needs to be good. The open world and story content must not be bad. Elite specs are good, spears were good, even Soto weapons were pretty okay, right? What needs to be good in this expansion is the open world. That is what Guild Wars 2's strength is. It's never been a raiding game, and unfortunately it's not a PvP game anymore. They need to make the open world and the story good. And that means giant enemy crab needs to be demonic on launch, okay? Way harder than Su-1. Dude, I feel like I'm going to get trolled for saying this, okay? Look, guys, to be clear, I don't actually want it to be like that insane, but I would like it to not die first try. This also, to be fair, might end up being the one of the raid bosses there, alongside the fairy there as well. But you get the idea, okay? I do want to see some really cool open world meta content. It's what I want to see. Proper Guild Wars 2 content. Like, Soto tried to do metas. Janthir tried to have exploration, but we haven't seen the full Guild Wars 2 experience, in my opinion, since EOD, where you have both the good quality, compelling, replayable combat encounters, and you also have the exploration. We haven't seen that since EOD. And if ArenaNet want to get this new model really up and running, then that's what they've got to do. It's got to have both. I'm sorry, I know it's a high standard, but look, ArenaNet is not some like tiny 3-person indie dev studio. I think it's okay to have high standards, right? For this company. We know what they've done before. They need to deliver it again, okay? Look at that little raptor thing. It looks pretty cute. Look at him go. Dude, I can't believe that Necro's killed him. That's messed up, no? But yeah, I like the little crocodile thing there as well. It's like using like the little dog skin. It's pretty good. But yeah, that's what needs to happen. Skrit Wizard is coming. Asura Wizard is coming. And of course, Visions of Eternity is coming. I think that is going to do it for me here on YouTube, guys, for your YouTube update of what's going on here with Visions of Eternity. It's dropping October 28th. Big news to come over the next weeks and months, so stay tuned for more. Like, comment, and subscribe. What do you think? What do you think your elite spec is going to be? Do you want to be a Skrit Wizard? Are you excited to be a Firefox Wizard? Look, I know you guys are. I know you love this stuff. Okay, but anyway, let me know your thoughts. Okay, give me your opinions. Like, subscribe, share. Come back and watch every single day. We're going to be streaming a lot. And we got Twitch drops for the next couple of days. So I guess I've got a bit of an unplanned, degenerate streaming schedule for the next couple of days. We love to see that. It is absolutely fantastic stuff. Oh, I actually did miss fashion templates. Don't worry. Look, it's fine. We're going to edit that in. Okay? It's because, dude, they always do the pre-purchase at the bottom. Why is fashion forward here? Oh, yeah. I was like, yeah, never mind. Look, don't worry, guys. Okay, we're back. We're so back. One more thing, okay? One more thing, guys. We're fashion forward. We've also got fashion templates. Wow. Big feature. You love to see that. So basically, what is this? This is going to be the ability to like set your skins, right, separate to your gear. So you can have like a template for your fashion and for your items and stats. So right now, a lot of people actually use equipment templates as fashion templates, right? Which is pretty good, right? But it's better to have a separate system. So you kind of decouple the skin from the item completely. So honestly, long requested feature in my opinion. Really nice to see that getting added there as well. A couple of other games already have this actually, and it works really well. I think the one that was really notable, like DC Universe Online, which is like basically a long dead game at this point. But yeah, this is really good. That's a very nice kind of quality of life approach there as well. I am really hoping this isn't monetized, right? That would be, that would feel pretty bad, to be honest. That would feel a little bit rough. But should be fine, surely. Even if it is, whatever. I mean, I guess it's okay. But I don't know, like that would be the good meme. I'm hoping it's like just a baseline quality of life feature getting added in there. It's coming in one of the major updates, so maybe they don't specify, so maybe the first or the second or the third, we don't know, but that's actually a really nice quality of life feature. I'm a big fan of that, because when you get a new equipment template, you have to like reset the skins again. It's like, oh, well, it's too much work, guys. But anyway, that is going to do it for me. Of course, hope you guys have enjoyed my opinion on this and my reading of the post to you, and of course, guys, you know what to do. If you're thinking of picking up the expansion, referral link from me is in the description. It will be in a pinned comment. It will be blasted everywhere to the point where you're going to be seeing it like burned into your retinas, okay? Like you've been playing Tetris for too long, okay? So make sure you check on that. And actually, guys, let me give you a bit of real tucker as well. The Guild Wars 2 content creation scene, it's small, but it's passionate, okay? And let's take the memes down a little bit here. If you are going to use a referral, if you're going to buy the game, please use a referral link. Doesn't have to be mine. You think I suck? Honestly, that's fair. Okay, that's valid. Okay, you know, there's room for that in here as well. But pick your favorite. Pick someone who you've been really enjoying lately. Pick someone whose content who's helped you or you found funny or entertaining, right? Because it really is very high impact in supporting these creators, and they definitely deserve it, right? They 100% deserve it. So find someone that you enjoy or has helped you or is a big gamer and use their referral link. Okay, if that's me, awesome. I love you for all eternity, okay? We can have a parasocial relationship, okay? But if not, don't worry, I'll get over it, okay? I'll get over it as I rest on my octillionaire chair over here, okay? But that's it. Take it easy, my friends. Thanks for watching. Buy the game, follow the stream, subscribe, hit those referral links, share it on social media, leave your comments, let me know, shout out to YouTube, get your Twitch drops, and that's going to do it, guys. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.